Kingdom greetings, you all. Karen Pina here again, your glory teacher, coming in to share a little bit more relative to apostles and coaches. Now, we laid the foundation last week, right? We talked about what it means to be apostolic. We said it's a big fancy word that people use to basically say, I am decreasing, but Christ is increasing. It means to become Christ-like. In short, it means to embrace everything Christ, all 66 books of the Bible, and to embrace all of the gifts that he left in the earth. Speaking of gifts that he left in the earth, I gave you two scriptures to anchor what you are learning. And I gave you Ephesians 4 and I gave you 1 Corinthians 12. I said that Jesus left the apostle as a gift to you. Wow. Who has wisdom, foresight, knowledge, strength, who can help you bring your business into the realm of the miraculous, the realm of the supernatural, okay? And who can see things as a pioneer that you may not be able to see. This apostle is someone, man or female, by the way, who possesses uncanny wisdom, okay, in the area of kingdom wealth. And so today, I'm not going to be long, but I do want to just share relative to hiring a coach, okay? Because I did mention in the last prong of this that sometimes what we see people who are coaches do is they run to business coaches and they hire them, but they don't necessarily embrace working with an apostle, submitting to the wisdom of an apostle or the wisdom of someone who is apostolic. Okay, so I want to say this, okay, about submission, because I know that that is a word that probably some of you have already tuned me out as soon as you hear the word submission, because quite frankly, it's become an S word. It's almost like a swear word, okay, in the kingdom. And that's really sad, because he who humbles himself is the one that's going to be exalted. And it takes humility to submit. And I know we have some bad leaders out there. My background is in leadership. I've written books on leadership. I work with leaders, so I get it. However, we cannot take all the bad leaders that are out there and then just, again, disregard the gifts that God has left in the kingdom to help guide us to the success that he intends. Okay? Now, when you are apostolic, remember, when you're becoming more like Christ, no one submitted themselves more to anything than he did. He submitted to the world leaders of that time. He constantly lived in submission to God. He's always our example. So what makes us think that we don't have to submit to some sort of apostolic wisdom or some person in the earth? Now, the interesting thing is we have no problem. Well, I shouldn't say that. Some do have a problem submitting to their pastor. But the point is, it's easier for most people to understand submitting to a pastor or to a local assembly. And quite frankly, we find that easy because many of the local assemblies have become seeker friendly, and we get something out of it. Okay, it doesn't really challenge us too much, probably like this teaching here. We're not being challenged. It's more like going to Legoland, okay? Wow. Or going to Holy Land in Florida. It's like a vacation. It's like a trip. It's entertainment pretty much, right? And so we don't have a problem submitting to that because we're getting something out of it. But when we start talking about the real gospel, the one that says, wow, pick up your cross and follow me, the one that causes you to be a disciple, the one that says, look, no one who will not pick up his cross is worthy of following me. The gospel that says, look, even some of the people in your family are going to be the very ones who do what? The very ones that aren't going to embrace who you are in me. I come with a sword, Jesus said. I come not in peace. I come to separate sometimes you from your family members. Okay, so what I'm saying is that many times we want to embrace only the grace of God, the love of God. But when it comes to the tougher things like I crucify my flesh daily, like Paul did, or Christ is the one that's living in me because I have chosen to crucify my flesh. I have laid down my life for his. Those are the types of things that we don't want to hear. How does it relate to business? Your business is not your own. You are the steward over that business. You don't own it. You steward it. So if you steward it, how is he telling you to steward it, and who can help you kind of co-labor that thing, right? Think of it as a ship can kind of come in and stir it a little bit. You know, I was thinking today as I was reading over in Luke, the 5th chapter, and I found it amazing how Jesus climbed into the boat with Peter, and Peter had been out there fishing for quite a long time. And Jesus was like, pull the boat over on the shore, and he started directing him, right? And then he was like, lay your net down over there. And he did. And he caught so much that what? That he couldn't even hold the net. And then here comes James and John, who the scripture says was his business partners. And he had them grab the other half of the net. And the net was so heavy that it started weighing down two boats. Two boats. Now, he was a businessman. He was a fishmonger. Okay. And he thought he was doing just good. But it took apostolic wisdom, apostolic foresight to come along and just provide two simple instructions. Take the boat over there and drop the net right there. How much energy are you expending? Wow. Trying to build a net breaking business instead of asking him, who has the apostolic wisdom that I need to break the bank? Wow. Wow. Remember, apostles have a forte. They have been gifted with a forte to help you access supernatural wealth. Supernatural. And then that scripture continues to go on, and it said that Jesus said to him, I want to make you fishers of men. I want to help you catch just as many men for my kingdom. Now, remember, your business is not yours. You don't own it. You steward it. And you are in business to serve your king. Right? And so what you can think of in terms of that is that you are there to catch men. Think about that. But you can't catch them on your own. How many clients have you caught? I know when I was coaching, I didn't catch many on my own. Okay? And I'm not talking about, all the sales and marketing advertising that you're doing. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't do any of that. But I'm saying that there is a supernatural way to acquire clients, business, and wealth. And so there's nothing wrong with hiring a business coach. But what he's saying through me is that many times what we perceive to be something that's going to help us, falls short of the supernatural wisdom that he wants to give you. And most of the time, business coaches that you may hire or have hired, they specialize in conventional wisdom, not apostolic wisdom. They specialize in doing things the way the world is doing them to get worldly results. Wow. And they lack kingdom wisdom so that you can get super supernatural results. So many of the solutions that you may be using and the strategies that you're employing in your business may fall way outside of the realm, of supernatural apostolic wisdom. And this is where submission comes into play. You might have to humble yourself a little bit and say, I don't think I can do this by myself. I don't think I can do it with a business coach. Now listen, if the coach is working for you, then maybe this doesn't apply to you. But again, I've seen many coaches hire business coaches, and the coach gets rich that they hire, but their business does not supernaturally accelerate. I don't see many people with net-breaking business wealth after hiring coaches. So that's where submission comes into play. And submission is this: you're not submitting to a man. You're not submitting to a person. You're submitting to the gift that God left in the earth. In other words, you're submitting to the God or the Jesus inside of that individual. But the key, obviously, is that you must find someone that has really been transformed into an accurate reflection of Christ. And they do exist. Okay? So I believe this is it for now. Again, I just wanted to offer to you some wisdom based on my experience and perhaps show you, Muviana Mazaba, in love, a more excellent way. Karen Pina here, your glory teacher, signing out.